Well, hello everybody and welcome back to the Sauber career mode then, from Mexico. That was one line I didn't think I'd be saying at one point. The video's probably been deleted by this point, but my save game corrupted. And from previous experiences with that happening in F1 games, I thought that was game over. But I've just about managed to restore it somehow. I'm not entirely sure how I did it, so I can't really give help. If anyone has that issue and wants to know how, just maybe send me a message, a comment on this video, or a message on Twitter, and I can try and outline what I did, although I'm still not really clear on how. But anyway, we are back in the Sauber career mode, thankfully. I was so worried to lose this, and probably the multiplayer championship with Rage as well would have been pretty disastrous. But we're back, all problems averted. So we are in Mexico. Just 3 races to go. Obviously no development being done on the car, so we'll be again probably just trying to scrape some points out of this. If we take a look at the championship, that 10th place is going to be pretty difficult. 17 points to gain on Sergio Perez. It'd be nice if we could nick one of Hulkenberg or Alonso, but I think staying ahead of the Toro Rossos will be the minimum. We're still well above where we should be, so we're happy with that. In terms of the constructors, Toro Rosso again, it's possible but unlikely. We'll give it our best shot anyway. But let's get straight into practice. We'll be getting some more resource points for next year, and then getting on to qualifying. It'll be interesting to see how we go around here. Mexico is a track I do enjoy, but being one of the newer ones on the calendar, there's still a few places to improve, so let's see how the car feels in practice.
That's fantastic.
There we go, purple. Second time round. Breaks our bogey of track acclimatization. I think it's a bit easier on newer tracks because the first thing you do is learn a way round, and the older tracks I have such an ingrained, it's so ingrained in my memory the way that I take each corner that some of them just don't match up to where they put the markers, and it's very difficult to adapt with a track like this that I'm still, to be honest, learning. Obviously I've done many races on it, but in comparison to places like Austria or Silverstone or Monaco that you know off by heart, it's very difficult to alter your line if you're not quite hitting a marker somewhere. Here it's quite easy to adapt because I'm still learning every time I go around which lines to take. So that's those points done. We'll get on to the time management in a minute. It's looking pretty overcast. We'll have a look at the weather report as well, see how that's going to be for the weekend. Oh, we've done it. It was all down to the last lap there. We had Kimi Räikkönen catching us all over our rear end, so we had to let him go on the second to last lap, which left us needing a purple on the last lap. We got better and better, I think, through that. The final corner especially, you've really got to be careful because you can lose. You can be at the top of the purple range and still go all the way down to green on that last corner if you get too much wheel spin, and that's, I think, is the key for the tyre management on here. The rest of the lap you've got to be smooth, but you can still be aggressive, get as much time as you can around the rest of the track, and then that last corner you've just got to look after those tyres, make sure it doesn't slip, because we could lose a lot on those corners, which we did the first 2 laps. But we learnt from it and we got purple, so I'm really happy with that. That was our second attempt at the time management, so I'm not sure we'll have time for the qualifying run in practice 1. I think we'll have to go on to practice 2 to do that. But I'll see you wherever we do the qualifying pace, and we'll see what kind of times we can get out of this car when the limitations are taken off. Well, to say I didn't get anywhere near that is a bit of an understatement. Final lap was 2 seconds off. Quickest was the first lap, which was 1.2 seconds off, and that's just being green. Really struggling around this track. And it's the same thing again, just can't get the right lines. When you're playing a new track like this online, I mean obviously it was new last year, but when you're just playing it online, this is the first time I would have done it in a career mode. When you're playing it online, you're up against everybody else that's still probably learning the track, and there's a lot of people that just don't get this track online, and it gives you that false sense of security. You think you're actually quite good at it. Turns out really not when against the AI who are driving optimally. So, I mean, if we were a few temps off, I might go again. To be honest, we're so far off, let's just get to qualifying and hope we're not last again, I think, at this point. Really. Yeah, I think that'll be it for practice. No points added in practice to them. So let's get underway for qualifying, shall we?
Welcome back to the Autodromo Hermanos Rodriguez circuit, where qualifying will begin shortly. When it comes to getting lap time out of this circuit, it's traditionally been about maximising top speed. So you simply remove as much downforce as possible, hang on into the corners and max out down the straights.
Top speed is a key factor for this circuit. Even if you can achieve the same lap time as someone running less wing than you, chances are you'll find overtaking difficult if you have too much drag.
Okay, heading out into qualifying then. I predict this is going to be a very, very difficult session for us. Pretty similar to the USA. They're two tracks I just haven't clicked with since them coming to the calendar. Russia did almost immediately. Azerbaijan, I really enjoy it, but it's a bit of a struggle as well. Mexico, I would say, is my favourite compared to America, but I'm still really struggling for pace. Just hooking up that I think the pace is there, it's just hooking it all up in one lap that I'm finding difficult. I think the aim for this has got to be realistic. It's got to be not last. If I'm not last, I'm happy. Getting out Q1 would be the ultimate bonus, I think. But you've just got to look at America as to how we did in the race. Somehow getting those points out of it. So it's not all over. It's not all over on a Saturday. As has been said many times before, you only get points on a Sunday. But still, let's wind it up and see if we can somehow pull a lap out of it. You never know. Well, it's a big improvement from what we got in the qualifying run, but it still doesn't look anywhere near good enough, so we'll go again. It's another improvement, but we stay last. Got enough fuel for one more, so everything at it this time. Nope. Was a couple of attempts up at one point. Lost it all again. We're still last. I don't know how close we are to Palmer, but we'll get back to the pits and see. Okay, so we're so close to not being last, which is our aim. Our teammate is only 3 temps away, and at one point during that final lap, we were 3 temps up. So let's put on another set of super softs, take a bit of the fuel out, and just see if we can find that little bit of extra time we need. Let's hope, hey? Oh, it's a big improvement. It's not quite 16th. Carlos Sainz held us up on that lap. Let's go again. We could do this, you know.
Okay, there's 2 minutes left in this session and we're in the drop zone. We need a quick lap. Well, that's qualifying over for us.
Oh, done it. 14th place. Right at the end there. Starting to get the hang of it, you know. This old Mexico malarkey. Whew. It does mean that we have that age-old problem of that we will have no new tyres for Q2. So that 13th place might be pretty difficult to repeat in Q2. But we're through, and it's not last. Well, we're not through yet, technically. I'm hoping we are. Well, have a look at that then. And not for the first time this season. We found just enough at just the right time. We're through in 13th. Our teammate Felipe Nasr through in 16th as well, with 3/10 quicker. The evolution of my lap time during that session was probably the best I've had all season. I think we started off on, was it 20? Yeah, it was about 21.1, I think, or 21.3. And we've ended up on a 120.2. Huge improvement. We are going to have an issue now of Q2. We're not going to have any new sets of tyres. But we'll go out on the least worn set and see what we can do anyway. They've all done at least 2 laps, 2 flying laps, so you'd expect to lose 3 or 4 temps, maybe. We'll see. It'd be nice if we could beat Nasr in the final qualifying session. Well, I say final, I'm pretty certain we're not going to find a way through to Q3, but let's get onto it and see anyway.
You're dropping down the order, you're currently in P4. We will update you as the outlook changes.
No, best we can manage is 21.2. It'll be 16th on the grid then. It's a shame, but that's the issue. You use 2 sets in Q. It doesn't seem right to me. That you only get 2 sets for Q1 and Q2. I thought you got more than that. Maybe we need to be choosing a different tyre different set of tyres that maybe gives us one more set for super softs. Hey ho. Well, there we go then. 16th place, 3/10 behind Nasr in the end. I think with a fresh set of tyres we could have at least matched our Q1 time, which would have put us 14th and ahead of our teammate, but hey ho. Considering how the weekend's gone so far, that's a lot more speed than I've had. So 16th I'm really happy with, and as I've said, we can definitely race from there. So let's get on to that all-important race then and see if we can find a way to get into the points once again.
Formula One may have been absent from Mexico for 23 years, but after 2015's triumphant return, it was as if we'd never been away. In Mexico, a Grand Prix is more than just a race. It's a celebration of speed and of bravery. There's nothing quite like the atmosphere in the stadium today. They'll be drowning out the cars with their noise as they make their way through on lap 1. At 2,285 metres above sea level, the thin air of the Autodromo Hermanos Rodriguez poses a unique challenge, not just to a driver's skill, but to the efficiency of their engines as well. 17 corners make up a lap of this 2.6-mile circuit, and you can expect incredible speeds in excess of 220 miles per hour, and overtaking too into the hard braking zones of turns 1 and turn 4. And joining me amongst the cheers of the phenomenal Mexican fans, it's Anthony Davidson. And welcome along to this historic circuit. What an occasion this is.
Yeah, it's hard to believe when you see the passion this country has for the sport that Formula One was away from Mexico for so long. It's fantastic to be here, and let's hope that the race lives up to the party atmosphere we've got going. It's a real fast track this. We get up to Monza levels of speed down the main straight thanks to the high altitude here at over 2,000 metres above sea level. And with that comes the challenge of having less downforce in the corners. So that makes it a really demanding circuit, both for the drivers and engineers.
The team's really happy with how you're driving so far this season. Let's get another good result and show them you want that #1 driver status.
Welcome along then to the Mexican Grand Prix on race day. Definitely fewer cars ahead of us than I thought we were at one stage. 16th place on the grid, definitely a turn up for the books. It's going to be a tricky day. Let's start by having a look at the race strategy then. We get a free choice of starting tyre, and I think for the first time this year I'm going to start on the harder compound, so the soft tyre, or the middle of the three compounds. Looks like a pretty short tyre life for the super softs, and it does look like you're committing yourself to 3 stops if you're doing that. And doing one less stop we saw in America really paid off for us. So I think we'll try that today. It's supposedly quicker as well, and a lot of the top 10, all the top 10 even, apart from maybe 1 or 2, are going to be starting on the super softs, almost committing themselves to a 3 stop strategy. So yeah, we'll start on the softs and hope we can make them last well enough to do that 2 stop. So the goals for today, you would imagine, not go backwards, finish the race and finish above Felipe Nasr, I think, is the minimum. We'll obviously want to try and get him off the line. Points might be a possibility if the strategy works in our favour today. We're at the stage of the season where I think we know where our car is. We had a lot of very good results earlier on in the season that maybe flattered the car a bit. I think on a track that we got just about the maximum I could out of this car on this track. In fact, we're alongside Nasr on the grid. Shows the progress we need to make next year. We need a car that I can challenge for points even when I'm on my poorer tracks like Mexico and America. But I don't mind. This is going to be a long old road. We've definitely moved forward in the grid this season, and we hope to make another big jump next year. So I'm definitely excited for next season, but equally want to finish the season on a high. Want to get as many points as we can. We seem to, well, I was hesitant to say it then, but we seem to have got rid of that horrible streak of DNFs we had earlier in the season, which perhaps robbed us of some more points we should have really had on the board. But let's just go out and enjoy this. 2 of my favourite tracks coming up next in Brazil and Abu Dhabi. So let's just have a good clean race here and see if we can maybe sneak some points towards the end. We'll need a good start, we'll need a clean start, and we'll want to try and get past Nasr. The key here is going to be getting past as many soft tyre runners as possible, so that when the super soft runners come in, we're at the front of that queue, or as close to it as we can. There's Toro Rossos, Renaults and Manners behind. We don't want to fret from either. There's 2 Hasses. That'll be our main target off the line. Here we go then for round number 19 in Mexico. Average start. Magnussen to our left. No, it's not Magnussen, it's Kvyat that's got a cracking start. Toro Rosso. Such a long run down to turn 1 here, one of the longest of the year. Gonna have to be careful into the braking zone. Just about. I didn't have time to check on our right hand side. Glad it was clear there. Try and go around the outside of the 2 McLarens who are fighting away. Apparently that was illegal, both of them. Wonderful. Well, we've handed it back as well as... Oh, Renault's crashed into us. This isn't the ideal start, let's be honest. And we're all the way back in 19th again. Wonderful. I think we still had 2 tyres on the racetrack there when we overtook 2 McLarens, but apparently not. Try and get down the inside of Verline here. Not really an overtaking corner though. We'll have to slot back in behind. Oh, he's gone wide. we get past the inside? Can he still there? It's going to be close. We just get ahead. We've run wide there though. That's not going to help. He's now hit us. Just muscle him out. Huge gap ahead of us now though. That's not the start we wanted. I think we're going to have to use some fuel here. We need to get back up with that main pack as soon as possible before they start spreading out. Oh, it's all going so well, but apparently we were too close to the inside curve on those two McLarens. Verline and Palmer very slow out of there. Should get a run on them. Palmer's going to close that door though. We should have gone inside really. Should be able to get past Verline and do. Probably turn that engine back down now, save that fuel for when we really need it. Go down the inside, be on the outside for this corner. Palmer quite rightly taking back his line. These Renaults are going to struggle in a straight line though. Just use the fuel, hope we can get a good slipstream. Oh yeah, huge overspeed. This is going to be easy peasy even without DRS. Turn the engine back down and we're up in 16th place then. Oh, absolute chaos ahead here. Everybody's stuck behind Ricardo by the look of it. He must have a problem, you would imagine. Down the inside of the bottom we go. This is not really a corner to be on the outside. Wheel to wheel with Button. Good clean racing. And we're up into 15th place then. Pace looking fantastic at the moment. Alonso goes into the pits then. Some of these super soft runners starting to bail. She's struggling with the tyre wet. We should be able to go quite a lot longer on these soft tyres. Oh, big hold up with Grosjean and Ricciardo. This could be dangerous. And the outside we go. We're going to have to back out of it a little bit. How we've held on to our front wing. Ricciardo and Vettel somehow in this mob. It's Grosjean that's holding people off, I think. Still got Kvyat on our outside, I had no idea. Somehow we found our way through without contacts. This is an ideal opportunity to grab some places. So a lot of these cars are going to be coming in the next lap or two. So let's not do anything stupid. There goes Ricciardo then. A few more people pitting. Let's try and get Gutierrez now. It's going to provide a buffer to all those that have just pitted. And we have. That was necessary. Hopefully he stays out for a few more laps and holds some people up. It's unlikely. But we need to use this opportunity because now everyone's going to have fresh tyres. We don't want too much work to do when we come back out of the pits. Well, considering how the beginning of that stint went, we ended up pretty strong. We'll see where we come back out, but the soft tyres really did hold up well. The thing is, we can't just run 2 sets of soft tyres, otherwise I might try to take them a lot longer and just gone on 2 sets of softs, but we'll see how far these guys, what tyres we put on at the end. Huge change up there. A huge mob on its way at us. God, how lucky are we that we came out ahead of them. We'll keep it on rich fuel mix and hopefully we can gap this huge gaggle of cars held up once again by Romain Grosjean. Here comes Grosjean then. I don't know there's going to be much we can do here. It's only a medium braking zone. Couldn't really take advantage of it. He's going to have double DRS as well. Give it a go down into here, but it's just too far back. You have to let him go. He's got the pace this afternoon, it would seem, Romain Grosjean. Now that he's off those super soft tyres, which do seem to be a liability. It does seem to suggest to me we should go on to the medium tyres for our final stint. We of course can't put on another set of softs, so we would not have used 2 different compounds. So maybe a bit of an earlier stop. Let's see if we can continue to gap Kvyat behind and try and stay in touch with Romain Grosjean. Whole host of cars making what will probably be their final stop here then. We have got DRS on Grosjean though. Get it stopped, we can. It's still on our outside. We've made it through. Very good move. Need to concentrate on consistency now for the next few laps. And try not to get too hung up with the cars that are probably going to be coming back at us, such as Massa and Perez just behind, who have just pitted with fresh mediums. It's a shame we can't do a one stop on the soft tyres. We might have stood a chance with that today, you know. But maybe if we'd thought about it, we would have taken the softs longer and put the mediums on. But hey ho, we're committed now. Safety car deployed. We're going to bail. We're going to take that opportunity to put these medium tyres on them. This should help us out here, hopefully. Just behind Alonso then, and Grosjean's nowhere to be seen, so it's definitely done us a favour.
Let's make sure those tyres are up to temperature, and remember there is no overtaking until the first safety car line. Stay in position until the green flags. We think there's a viable strategy change available to us. Would you look to keep to the...
I can't really believe I've done that again. Such an idiot sometimes. Just wasn't paying any attention at all. And it's times like that that I really do rue having, not even just having emergency flashbacks, but oh, that's race over really. I'm not even sure these super softs will do 10 laps, to be fair. It's lost us so much. I just can't believe I'm so stupid. I'm so sorry that I've ruined that race for you. What would have been an exciting finish. Oh man. What a dingus. been a massive incident somewhere. Jolie and Palmer out. There's debris all over the road. And there's a lot of cars a lot closer than they were. Kind of hoping for another safety car here. Okay, so we're going to have a look then at exactly what happened in that massive incident. It all started a lot further up. So you have Rosberg and Hamilton fighting wheel to wheel for the second place in the Grand Prix. Hamilton forces Rosberg wide, and it's now into this corner where all hell breaks loose. Mercedes, Ferraris, Williams, absolutely everybody everywhere. And there you can see, if we just wind that back a second, it's actually Nico Hülkenberg. Goes down the inside, hits Hamilton, and then chaos pursues. Let's take another look at that. So I think it's actually Sergio Perez. Contacts, then with the Williams, and then it's pretty much stationary, this Red Bull of Daniel Ricciardo, and then everybody just plows straight into him. I think it's actually so you can see the incident then. It's absolute chaos. Multiple cars, nearly 4 aligned into turn 1. Contact with the Force India, and then they all just get held up behind this Red Bull and just plough into the back of them. Absolute chaos. You can see there Jolie and Palmer out of the race. Let's see if we can get it on board with Jolyon. Here's Hülkenberg without front wing. We're going to beat our rival then. It's a little bit of good news. Look at this then. 4 cars in the pits. That must have been a massive incident. Hopefully I've been able to find it in the replay and put that in, but we're now back up to 14th. There's a real possibility here I might catch Alonso and Nasser. They're scrapping with each other, and I'm taking a couple of seconds a lap out of them. The issue's going to be is if these tyres last long enough. Mind you, if they keep battling like that, it's not going to matter about the tyres. We are right on the back of them now. We were 12 seconds down at one stage, and now we have a chance to get 12th and to finish above our teammate. Alonso, of course, the car we were behind, the car we crashed into. No, it was Hülkenberg. Hülkenberg was one place behind Alonso. I can only presume that these two got caught up in whatever the massive crash was. But we're with them now. Let's be careful. Wait till the straight. Whilst I've been chasing them, these two have been swapping positions almost every lap. So I'm presuming Naz is going to have another run at him down the pit straight. Hopefully these tyres hold on long enough. Come on, here we go. DRS. Naz has also got it. He should get past Alonso. We'll try and get Alonso as well. Can we get Nasser as well? Unbelievable, we do. We're up into 12th place. The same position we were in when we had to pit under the safety car. Oh, we are so lucky today. Come into the stadium section then, the fireworks, the crowd cheering, the confetti. not quite for the 12th place man, but that is an unbelievable recovery.
Good job, you did really well.
I'm pretty stunned that that's happened. Something which you would have already seen, which I will be about to find out, happened on those first couple of laps after the safety car went in. Must have been a humongous accident, and we've really lucked back into that 12th place. So we somehow drag a 12th place out of that. You've got to say, even at the beginning of the race, I think we would have taken 12th place. Considering the mistake we made with the safety car, 12th place is an absolute miracle. And we achieved everything. We beat our objective, we beat our teammate, and we beat our rival, Nico Hulkenberg. The only thing we're missing from this race is points. Honestly, I think we would have stood a good chance if that incident had still happened. If we hadn't have made the mistake. But who knows if that incident would have happened if we hadn't have pitted. You never know with these things. But overall, really happy. Very few cars were actually quicker than us when we put on the super soft tyres. So good pace at the end. Allowed us to close almost a 12-second gap on Alonso and Nasser. But that's going to be it from a pretty eventful Mexican Grand Prix. I'm so glad that we're able to continue this series after that save problem. I don't know what I would have done. Probably restarted another career, but thankfully it doesn't really seem necessary now. So 2 races to go, Brazil and Abu Dhabi. I'm much more confident we can get some points there, hopefully, in one of the two, if not both. And just closing out the season on a high, really. We're of course waiting till next year to see how far our car will jump forward. But I hope, as always, that you've enjoyed the episode. If you have, smash that like button. That would help me out a great deal. If you're new to the channel and you like what you see, hit that subscribe button as well. And we shall be back very soon for the Brazilian Grand Prix. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you again very soon.
These battles have often been contained on single racetracks. Now, it's going global. The chosen chariot for this is the Red Bull 2016. Brilliant in the bends, but often hampered by its Renault engine. Lacking power on the...
Sorry? What do you mean? They make watches. Oh, okay.
Can they make up for the deficit on the streets with their Tag Heuer engine?
Sauber, a team that often I get confused as to whether they have overachieved or underachieved. A team of humble beginnings, founded by Peter Sauber in the 1970s.
This is built by Peter Sauber, Mercedes supplying the engines, the driver.
He would eventually work his way up the ladder to win back-to-back Le Mans races in 1988 and 1999 with the incredible Sauber Mercedes C9, a car that was relatively unchanged between the 2 years, such was its dominance. It was then that Peter Sauber decided to take a foray into Formula 1.